We have seen our fair share of some rain to start off this week, not only from earlier today, but even several locations seeing some rain back on Monday. It was well needed, but as we go throughout the rest of today, probably just maybe a few pockets of drizzle at best. If you're not seeing any of that, the cloud cover going to be a little bit more stubborn as we do take you throughout the rest of our Tuesday. So we'll run you through it the rest of the evening, going closer to the midnight hour. Generally comfortable, not as humid, and our winds are still going to be a little bit more from the north and east as we get into your Wednesday morning. Low-lying spots because of a little bit more moisture we have to work with. Can't rule out a little bit of patchy fog as well. Things to keep in mind if you're out and about early on for your morning commutes or even the bus stops, as several districts are now heading back to school for the new season. Let's talk about your Wednesday. I still do think the clouds are also going to be a little bit stubborn too, at least as we are starting off the day. We'll call it a gradual decrease in the cloud cover as we get later into the afternoon hours by the evening. So second half of the day, a little bit brighter, at least compared to the morning. We'll go partly to even at times could go mostly sunny by your Wednesday evening. Model trying to get rid of a lot of the cloud cover right there towards this time tomorrow. Still the breeze mainly coming out of the north. You see those little blue arrows, so not as much humidity as we're going into the day tomorrow. And even still, as we're rounding out the rest of the week, it is going to be generally quiet. Still a good mix of sun and clouds. Even as we take you right there into the day on Thursday, we're really not talking about any appreciable chances for some rain until we are approaching the upcoming weekend. Until then, the next few days, past any drizzle we have out there lingering for the rest of tonight. It's going to be a mostly dry end to the week. Here's going to be another big story we're talking about. It's going to be the temperature trends. There's a look at Erin, but watch what happens to the jet stream as we're going towards the weekend. We're going to be talking about a big troughing pattern setting up right over the Great Lakes, where you're seeing some of those blue shadings on the map. So not only into the weekend, but even by early next week, that could be leading to some slightly cooler temperatures, at least compared to average. Pretty much meaning we're trending more towards highs, maybe in the 60s, if not some 70s. So a little bit cooler. We'll be watching that for you as we are rounding out August, getting into the next few days. Here's a live look at it outside right now. Cadillac, it is still a little bit cooler out there as well at this hour. Current temperature right now in Cadillac, 67 degrees. Even Manistee closer to the water, not much warmer. Still some upper 60s with your current temperature right now at 69. Here's where we'll go for the overnight tonight. More 50s as we are going here into your Wednesday morning. Again, the cloud cover a little bit stubborn, a little bit of patchy fog. Watch out for that as we are starting off your morning drive or even the bus stops as well. Speaking of, there's a look at it starting off your Wednesday morning. Mid-50s to some low 60s. Still the clouds will be stubborn even as we are getting into your Wednesday morning, decreasing those gradually as we go later into the afternoon. Here's a look at temperatures into eastern upper tip of the mid. The Northwood still talking about some mid-70s, so not going to be as hot for yet another day as we get into the day tomorrow. We'll add a few more degrees into some of our southern communities. Western lower right there. It's a good mix of some mid to even a few upper 70s getting into the afternoon. Northeast breeze will keep you at about 5 to 10. Even lakeshore communities closer to Lake Huron because of that breeze and that direction. Even a little bit cooler, low 70s near the lakeshore. Mid 70s up M33. If we have any more warmth to talk about, it's going to be right there. Getting into our southern communities, 80 at best. So that's the extent of the heat as we are going into the day tomorrow. Quick look at the next 7 days. Keeps it dry as we are going throughout the rest of the week. And temperatures trending as we go into early next week. A little bit cooler right there in the 70s. All right, that's a look at northern Michigan. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Hurricane Erin. That is the storm currently out in the Atlantic. Now, while Erin is not forecasted to make landfall into the U.S., the impacts, well, those are still going to be felt in the ocean with pounding surf, dangerous currents, and the potential for significant coastal flooding during high tides, especially trending from Category 2 to a Category 1 storm later this week. The National Weather Service forecasters warn of waves that potentially get this up to 20-plus feet or more for North Carolina's Outer Banks.
We're going to see that very destructive wave action start to begin as we move into late Tuesday, really peaking overnight Wednesday into Thursday. This is going to be a very significant event.
And officials in New Hanover County, North Carolina, say at least 75 rip current rescues took place back on Monday. Back to you, Adam.